The desperate decision. Commander Yale stared at the red warning lights flashing across his monitor, each one representing another crisis in the Galactic Containment Facility. But nothing compared to the nightmare in Cell Block 7. Subject 47 had arrived just 2 weeks ago, and in that short time, it had become the facility's deadliest resident. 3 handlers were dead. 5 guards hospitalized. The creature stood 15 feet tall, its body appearing to be made of living crystal that glowed with shifting colors, colors that burned bright red whenever it felt threatened, which was constantly. Dr. Nari entered his office, her face grim as she carried yet another incident report. As head scientist, she dealt with dangerous specimens from across the galaxy, but nothing like this. Another handler down, she said, placing photos on his desk. Subject 47 destroyed half its cell this morning. The handler will live, but he's got broken bones and won't work for months. Yale examined the images, twisted metal, cracked floors, and scattered equipment. This was the 6th casualty. The Galactic Council was losing patience. They wanted results, or they'd order the creature's termination. What about the telepaths? Yale asked desperately. Both came out screaming, Dr. Nari replied. They said its mind was pure pain and rage. They couldn't maintain contact long enough to learn anything useful. Yale stood and looked out his window at the facility's sprawling complex. Most of their alien inmates were manageable, following protocols and responding to treatment. Subject 47 was different, it was making even the other creatures nervous. Sir, Dr. Nari said quietly, the Galactic Council called. They're sending an inspector next week. If we can't show progress. Termination, Yale finished, feeling his stomach drop. The facility was meant to study and rehabilitate alien life, not destroy it. How many staff are still willing to work with it, he asked. None. Word has spread. Even our best guards refuse to go near Cell Block 7. Yale pulled up the staff roster on his computer. Most names were marked red for dead or injured, others marked unavailable. Then he spotted one name at the bottom, marked green for available, June, listed as a maintenance worker. What about this human? Yale asked, pointing to the screen. Dr. Nari frowned. June just fixes broken equipment. He's not trained for dangerous creatures. With respect, sir, he's just a human, they're not particularly strong or advanced. Subject 47 would kill him instantly. Yale had worked with humans before. Most galactic species considered them weak and primitive, but there was something different about them, something harder to quantify. What's his record? Yale asked. Dr. Nari pulled up the file. 3 years here. Fixes air systems, lights, cleaning robots. Clean record, reliable, supervisor says he's calm under pressure. Yale made what he knew was probably a terrible decision. Get June up here. Sir, you can't be serious. We've tried everything else. Strong guards couldn't handle it. Smart scientists couldn't understand it. Mind readers couldn't connect with it. Maybe we need to try something completely different. 20 minutes later, June knocked on the door. The young human wasn't particularly tall or muscular, wearing simple work clothes stained with grease. His dark hair was messy from crawling through ventilation systems all day. You wanted to see me, Commander? June asked, his voice calm and polite. Sit down, June. I have a special assignment for you. June sat beside Dr. Nari, looking curious but not worried. Most species would be nervous when called to the commander's office. We have a problem with one of our subjects, Yale began. It's been very violent. We need someone to try a different approach. What kind of approach? June asked. Basic care duties. Bringing food, checking that its living space is clean and functional. Nothing complex. Which subject? Subject 47 in Cell Block 7. June was quiet for a moment. Everyone knew about Subject 47, the stories grew with each telling. Then June asked something that surprised both Yale and Dr. Nari: has anyone tried just talking to it? In all their meetings about Subject 47, no one had suggested simply talking to the creature. The handlers tried giving it commands, Dr. Nari said, but it attacked them before they could say much. I mean really talking, June said. Like having a conversation, not giving orders. Yale felt something he hadn't experienced in weeks: hope. Are you willing to try? Yale asked. June nodded. Sure, boss. When do I start? As June left the office, Dr. Nari shook her head. Sir, I hope you know what you're doing. Yale stared at the flashing red lights on his monitor. So do I, Doctor. So do I. First contact. The next morning, June walked down the empty corridor towards cell block 7. His footsteps echoed in the silence. Most workers avoided this area entirely now. The few guards he passed looked at him like he was walking to his execution. Dr. Nari had given him basic supplies: food pellets for the creature, a tablet for observations, and a panic button. She'd also provided a thick manual of safety protocols. June had read it twice, but he planned to follow his own instincts. The hallway ended at a heavy metal door marked "Danger, authorized personnel only." June's new security card unlocked it with a loud beep. Inside was a small observation room with reinforced glass windows. Through the glass, June saw Subject 47's cell, a space the size of a basketball court with walls of the galaxy's strongest metal. Scratches and dents covered every surface, testament to the creature's violent outbursts. In the center stood the creature itself. June had seen photos, but seeing it in person was different. Subject 47 looked like living crystal, tall and thin with long limbs and sharp points protruding from its shoulders and back. Inside its transparent body, colored lights flowed like liquid fire. Right now, those lights glowed bright red. The creature was pacing, its feet clicking on the metal floor. Every few steps, it would slam its fist against the wall, leaving small dents in the supposedly indestructible metal. June sat down in a chair facing the glass and opened his lunchbox. The sound made the creature turn. For a moment, they stared at each other. The creature's face was hard to read, no visible mouth or nose, just two large eyes that glowed with the same colored light as its body. Those eyes were bright red and full of anger. Suddenly, Subject 47 rushed at the glass, hitting it with both fists. The sound was like thunder. The glass shook but held. The creature hit it again and again, trying to reach June. Most people would have run. The guards always stepped back when this happened. June just kept eating his sandwich, watching the creature with calm interest. Hey there, June said in a friendly voice. I'm June. I'm going to be taking care of you from now on. The creature stopped hitting the glass and tilted its head, like it was trying to understand. You're probably wondering why I'm here, June continued, taking another bite. The other guys who tried to help you got scared. I don't blame them, you are pretty scary when you're angry. The lights inside the creature's body flickered. They were still red, but not as bright. But I think you're not really angry, June said. I think you're scared. Being in a new place can be scary. I remember when I first came to work here. Everything was different. I didn't know anyone. I felt lost. June finished his sandwich and opened a bag of chips. The crunching sound seemed to interest the creature. It moved closer to the glass, but didn't try to hit it this time. You hungry? June asked. Dr. Nari gave me some food for you, but I'm supposed to use the feeding slot over there. He pointed to a small opening in the wall. That seems kind of unfriendly though, like you're just an animal or something. The creature followed June's pointing finger with its eyes, then looked back at him. You're not just an animal, are you? June said. You understand what I'm saying. Maybe not the words, but you understand that I'm trying to talk to you. For the first time since arriving at the facility, Subject 47 sat down. It folded its long legs under its body and kept watching June. "That's better," June said with a smile. "See? We can be civilized about this." June spent the next hour just talking. He told the creature about his job fixing things around the facility. He talked about the weather outside. He mentioned that the cafeteria food wasn't very good, but the coffee was okay. He spoke like he was talking to an old friend. The creature listened to everything. The red lights in its body slowly faded to orange, then to yellow. Its eyes never left June's face. After lunch, June got up to examine the cell. He couldn't go inside yet, but he could see everything through the glass. The creature's living space was cold and empty, just metal walls, floor, and ceiling. There was a pile of untouched food pellets in one corner. A water dispenser hung on one wall. "This place is pretty boring," June said. "No wonder you're unhappy. It's like living in a big metal box." The creature stood up and moved to where June was looking. It placed one crystal hand against the glass, right where June's hand was on the other side. The gesture was surprisingly gentle. "I can't come in there yet," June said. "The boss says it's too dangerous. But maybe we can fix this place up a little, make it more comfortable." June pulled out his tablet and started making notes. The lighting was too harsh. The air circulation was poor. There was nothing for the creature to do except pace around. No colors except gray metal. No soft surfaces to rest on. "I have some ideas," June told the creature. "Nothing fancy, just some small changes that might help you feel better." The creature moved its hand along the glass, following June as he walked around the observation room. When June stopped, it stopped. When June moved, it moved with him. It was like they were dancing with the glass wall between them. At the end of the day, June packed up his lunchbox and tablet. "I have to go now," he said. "But I'll be back tomorrow, same time." The creature pressed both hands against the glass. The lights in its body had turned blue, much calmer than the angry red from earlier. "Don't worry," June said. "I'm not leaving forever. I'll see you tomorrow." As June walked away, he could hear the creature making soft sounds, not the angry roars from before. These sounds were quieter, almost musical, like it was trying to copy the way June had been talking. In the observation room above, Dr. Nari watched everything on the security cameras. She couldn't believe what she'd seen. Subject 47 had been calm for over an hour. It hadn't tried to attack or break anything. The readings from its cell showed that its stress levels had dropped for the first time since its arrival. She picked up her communicator and called Commander Yale. "Sir, you need to see this. The human actually made contact with Subject 47. Any injuries?" Yale asked. "None, sir. I think this might actually work." For the first time in weeks, Commander Yale smiled. Maybe there was hope after all. In cell block 7, Subject 47 sat by the glass wall. It was still making soft musical sounds, practicing the rhythm and tone of human speech. The lights in its body glowed a peaceful blue as it waited for tomorrow. Understanding. June returned the next day with a small toolbox along with his lunch. As he approached the observation window, he could see Subject 47 waiting by the glass. The creature's body glowed with soft blue light, a dramatic change from yesterday's angry red. "Good morning," June said, settling into his chair. "I brought some things to make your place more comfortable." The creature tilted its head, and June could swear he saw curiosity in those glowing eyes. "First, let's fix that harsh lighting," June said, pulling out a small device. He attached it to the control panel outside the cell. "This will give you warmer light, like sunlight instead of that cold white glare." The lighting in the cell shifted from stark white to a gentle golden glow. Subject 47 looked around in amazement, holding up one crystalline hand to watch the new light filter through its translucent body. The colors inside it seemed to dance more freely. "Better?" June asked. The creature made a soft, musical sound, almost like a sigh of relief. Over the following days, June made small improvements. He adjusted the air circulation to reduce the constant metallic smell. He brought in a few colorful panels to break up the monotony of gray walls. He even convinced Dr. Nari to let him install a small speaker system. Music helps me work, June explained to the creature as soft instrumental melodies filled the cell. Thought you might like it too. Subject 47 seemed fascinated by the music. It would sway slightly to the rhythm, and the lights in its body would pulse in time with the beats. But the real breakthrough came on the 5th day. June was eating lunch and telling the creature about a funny incident with a malfunctioning cleaning robot when Subject 47 suddenly moved closer to the glass. It placed both hands against the window and made a series of soft sounds. June, it said slowly, the sound echoing strangely through its crystalline body. June nearly dropped his sandwich. Did you say my name? June, the creature repeated, more clearly this time. Yes. Yes, that's right. I'm June. He pressed his hands against the glass, mirroring the creature's gesture. You're learning to talk. The creature's body erupted in brilliant gold light, not the angry red of before, but something that seemed to radiate pure joy. It began making more sounds, trying to form words. Good, it managed. Music, good. June felt tears welling up in his eyes. You understand everything, don't you? You've been understanding all along, but no one tried to communicate with you properly. From that day forward, Subject 47's vocabulary grew rapidly. It learned to express basic needs and emotions. It told June, in broken but increasingly clear speech, about its home world. It had been a peaceful creature living in crystal caves, feeding on mineral deposits and enjoying the harmony of its kind. Taken, it said one day, its lights dimming to a sad purple. Sleep, then here. Scared. Others, hurt me first. June realized the truth that had eluded everyone else. Subject 47 hadn't been violent by nature, it had been defending itself. Every aggressive act had been a response to perceived threats. The handlers had approached it with weapons and restraints, speaking in commanding tones. Of course it had fought back. You were protecting yourself, June said gently. You didn't understand that they were trying to help. Help? The creature asked, tilting its head. Yes. This place, it's supposed to be safe. We study beings from other worlds to learn about them, to help them if they need it. But sometimes we do it wrong. The creature was quiet for a long moment. Then it asked, June, help me. I'm trying to, June said. But I need your help too. The big bosses are coming to check on you. If you can show them that you're not dangerous, that you can be calm and peaceful, maybe they'll let you stay instead of. He couldn't finish the sentence. Subject 47 seemed to understand anyway. Stay, with June. I hope so, buddy. I really hope so. By the end of the second week, Subject 47 had made remarkable progress. It spoke in simple sentences, helped June with small maintenance tasks by pointing out problems with the cell's systems, and even began creating beautiful light patterns for entertainment. Commander Yale and Dr. Nari watched the security footage in amazement. It's like watching a completely different creature, Dr. Nari said. Its stress levels are normal. It's cooperative. It's even, happy. The inspector arrives tomorrow, Yale said. Do you think June can convince Subject 47 to behave during the evaluation? I think June has already done the impossible, Dr. Nari replied. He's turned a monster into a friend. That evening, June sat with Subject 47 as he did every day. The creature was creating a light show, patterns of blue and gold swirling through its body like a private aurora. Pretty, June said. Happy, Subject 47 replied. June make me happy. You make me happy too, June said softly. Tomorrow, some important people are coming to meet you. They need to see that you're not dangerous anymore. Subject 47's lights dimmed slightly. Scared. I know. But I'll be right here with you. Just be yourself, the real you, not the scared, angry you from before. Show them the beautiful person you really are. The creature pressed its hand against the glass, and June matched it with his own. June, friend. Yes, June said, his voice thick with emotion. I'm your friend. And friends take care of each other. As June walked away that night, Subject 47 called after him in its increasingly clear voice, "Thank you, June. Thank you, for seeing me." June stopped and turned back. "Thank you for letting me." The inspection was tomorrow. Everything depended on it. The inspection. Inspector Kells arrived at dawn, her stern expression making it clear she expected the worst. She was a tall, imposing figure from the Zephyrin species, with metallic blue skin and eyes that seemed to catalog every detail. Behind her walked 2 armed guards and a medical examiner. "Commander Yale," she said curtly, "I trust you understand why I'm here. The Galactic Council has lost patience with this facility's inability to contain Subject 47. Show me what progress you've made, or I'll authorize immediate termination." Yale swallowed hard. "Inspector, I think you'll be surprised by what we've accomplished. Our approach has been unconventional." "Unconventional how?" "We assigned a human to work with the subject." Inspector Kells stopped walking. "A human? You assigned a primitive species to handle your most dangerous containment failure?" "Ma'am, with respect, I'd like you to see the results before making any judgments." They walked through the facility toward Cell Block 7. Other staff members watched nervously as the group passed. Word had spread that this inspection would determine Subject 47's fate. In the observation room, June was already at his post, having arrived extra early. Subject 47 stood calmly in the center of its cell, its body glowing with soft blue light. When it saw the group enter, its lights shifted to a cautious yellow, but it didn't retreat or show aggression. "June," Commander Yale said, "please demonstrate your routine with Subject 47. June nodded and activated the intercom. "Good morning, friend. We have some visitors today." Subject 47 turned toward the observation window and, to everyone's amazement, spoke clearly, "Good morning, June. Visitors, inspect me." Inspector Kells nearly dropped her datapad. "It can talk." "More than that," June said. "It can think, feel, and reason. It's not a monster, it's a person." "Show me," Inspector Kells said, her voice tight with skepticism. June opened the cell door, something that would have been unthinkable 3 weeks ago. Subject 47 didn't rush forward or try to escape. Instead, it moved slowly, deliberately, keeping its hands visible. "Hello," it said to Inspector Kells, its voice carrying a musical quality. "I am sorry for before. I was scared." "You're sorry?" Inspector Kells asked, clearly struggling to process this. "Yes. I hurt people. But I thought, they wanted to hurt me. I understand now. They were trying to help, but I was too afraid to see." June stepped closer to Subject 47, and the creature's lights shifted to warm gold. "Inspector, this is what we've learned. Subject 47 isn't violent by nature. It was responding to what it perceived as threats. When it was approached with weapons and restraints, when people shouted commands at it, it defended itself. But when someone showed it kindness, Dr. Nari added, when someone treated it as a person instead of a thing, it responded with intelligence and cooperation." Inspector Kells circled the pair slowly, her guards ready to intervene if needed. "Subject 47, do you understand why you're here?" "Study me," the creature replied. "Learn about my people. But also, help me. June says this place helps beings from other worlds. And what do you want?" Subject 47 was quiet for a long moment. Its lights dimmed to a soft purple. Want to go home. But, cannot. Home is gone. Gone. Inspector Kells asked. June explained what he'd learned. Subject 47's world was destroyed by a cosmic event. Its people were scattered across the galaxy. Subject 47 was found drifting in space, the only survivor from its region. So you're alone, Inspector Kells said, and for the first time, her voice carried a hint of compassion. Was alone, Subject 47 corrected. Now have June. Have friends here. June teaches me. I learn. I help too. To demonstrate, Subject 47 moved to a damaged light panel that had been malfunctioning for days. It touched the panel with one crystalline finger, and somehow, the light flickered back to life. How did you do that? Inspector Kells asked. I understand energy, Subject 47 said. Can feel electrical flows. Can fix many things. Want to help. June smiled proudly. It's been helping me with maintenance work. It can sense problems in systems that our scanners miss. Inspector Kells made notes on her datapad. Subject 47, if you were to remain here, what would you do? Learn more. Help more. Maybe. It paused, looking at June. Maybe teach others about my people. So they not be afraid if they find more like me. And if someone were to approach you with weapons, as happened before? Subject 47's lights flickered briefly to yellow, then stabilized back to blue. I would be scared. But I understand now. I would try to talk first. Ask June to help me understand. Not fight unless someone really wanted to hurt my friends. Inspector Kells put away her datapad. I need to speak with Commander Yale privately. In the hallway outside, the group gathered in tense silence. Through the observation window, they could see June and Subject 47 sitting together, the creature creating gentle light patterns while June ate his lunch. Commander, Inspector Kells said, in 30 years of inspections, I've never seen anything like this. You've achieved something that shouldn't be possible. Does that mean? Yale began. It means Subject 47 is no longer classified as a containment failure. It's now classified as a resident. A very special resident who may be the key to understanding an entirely new form of intelligent life. Dr. Nari gasped. You're letting it stay. More than that. I'm recommending that this facility be designated as a cultural exchange center. Subject 47 will be our first official alien ambassador. Through the window, they watched June explain something to Subject 47, who responded with what could only be described as laughter, a sound like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. There's one more thing, Inspector Kells said. The human, June. He's to be commended for his work. I've never seen such an effective example of interspecies communication. He's just a maintenance worker, Yale said. Not anymore, Inspector Kells replied. I'm recommending him for a position as Chief of Alien Relations. If he can achieve this with Subject 47, imagine what he could do with other species. As the group prepared to leave, Subject 47 noticed them through the window. It waved, a gesture it had learned from June, and called out, "Thank you for letting me stay. I will be good." Inspector Kells found herself waving back, something she'd never done to a containment subject before. "Commander Yale," she said as they walked away, "document everything. This case will be studied for years to come. You've just proven that sometimes the best way to handle a dangerous alien isn't with force or technology, it's with simple human kindness." That evening, June sat with Subject 47 as the creature created the most beautiful light display yet, swirling patterns of gold and blue that seemed to dance with pure joy. "Happy news," June said. "You get to stay permanently. And I get to keep working with you." Subject 47's lights blazed brilliant white for a moment before settling into warm gold. "Stay with June. Really? Really? And there's more. You're not a subject anymore. You're going to be an ambassador." You'll help other beings from your part of the galaxy if we find them. Ambassador, Subject 47 repeated the word carefully. Important job. Very important. But I know you can do it. Subject 47 moved closer to the glass, and June pressed his hand against it in their familiar greeting. June, the creature said softly, what is word for, family that choose each other? June smiled, tears in his eyes. Friend. The word is friend. No, Subject 47 said, bigger word. June is. June is. It paused, searching for the right concept, then its lights blazed with understanding. June is. Boss Dad. June laughed, a sound filled with joy and love. Boss Dad? Yes. Boss because you teach me. Dad because you care for me. Boss Dad. Then you're my crystal kid, June said, and both of them seemed to glow, June with happiness, Subject 47 with literal light. The future looked bright indeed. The new beginning. 3 months later, the Galactic Containment Facility had transformed into something unprecedented, the first interspecies cultural exchange center. News of Subject 47's rehabilitation had spread throughout the galaxy, and requests for similar programs poured in from dozens of worlds. June now wore the uniform of Chief of Alien Relations, though he insisted on keeping his old toolkit. His office was in the observation room overlooking what was now called the Cultural Center's main habitat, a beautiful space filled with soft lighting, comfortable surfaces, and the gentle sound of music that Subject 47 had come to love. The creature itself had changed too. Now officially designated as Ambassador Kythera, a name from its home world meaning light singer, it had grown more confident and expressive. Its crystalline body had developed new facets that caught the light in spectacular ways, and it had learned to modulate its voice to sound almost melodic. Boss Dad, Kythera called as June entered the habitat that morning, look what I made. In the center of the space, Kythera had created an intricate sculpture from discarded metal parts, a beautiful spiral that seemed to dance with light and shadow. It was clearly meant to represent the bond between their two species. It's beautiful, June said, genuinely amazed. How did you make it? You taught me that broken things can be fixed, Kythera replied, its lights swirling with pride. I learned that broken people can be fixed too. This is about healing. June felt that familiar warmth in his chest. Even after all these months, Kythera's insights continued to surprise him. Speaking of healing, June said, we have visitors today. Remember the new arrivals from the Andromeda sector? Kythera's lights dimmed slightly, a sign of nervousness it still displayed when meeting new beings. The scared ones? Yes. 3 more beings whose worlds were destroyed. They're frightened and angry, just like you were. I helped them, Kythera said immediately. I understand their pain. The new arrivals were indeed a challenge. They came from different species, a massive creature that looked like living stone, a small being covered in writhing tentacles, and something that resembled a cloud of constantly shifting energy. All 3 had been hostile since their arrival, refusing to communicate and lashing out at anyone who approached. They're traumatized, Dr. Nari explained as she led June and Kythera to the new containment area. They've lost everything. Their worlds, their families, their entire cultures. They don't trust anyone. I know that feeling, Kythera said softly. The first meeting was tense. The 3 new beings pressed themselves against the far wall of their shared habitat, clearly seeing June and Kythera as threats. The stone creature growled. The tentacled being writhed aggressively. The energy cloud crackled with what looked like lightning. Hello, Kythera said in its most gentle voice. I am Kythera. I was like you once. Scared. Angry. Lost. The stone creature's growling quieted slightly. I hurt people because I was afraid, Kythera continued. But this human, June, he showed me kindness. He taught me that not all beings want to harm me. June stepped forward slowly. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you heal. Over the following weeks, the same miracle that had happened with Kithra began to repeat itself. The stone creature, who called itself Granite Heart, was the first to respond. It had been a guardian of sacred sites on its world, and it gradually began to trust June's calm presence. The tentacled being, who communicated through color changes, eventually revealed its name as Harmony of Many Thoughts. It had been a poet and philosopher, and it began to create beautiful patterns with its tentacles when it felt safe. The energy cloud was the most difficult. It had been a collective consciousness from a world of pure energy, and it was struggling with the concept of individual identity. But Kithra's patient explanations about learning to be one instead of many eventually helped it stabilize into a form it called Spark of Unity. Within 2 months, all 3 new beings had made remarkable progress. They worked together on projects, shared their cultures with the facility's researchers, and most importantly, they began to heal from their trauma. "You did this," June told Kithra one evening as they watched the 3 new ambassadors creating a collaborative artwork, stone, tentacles, and energy working in harmony. "We did this," Kithra corrected. "You taught me the most important lesson, Boss Dad. Everyone deserves to be seen as a person, not a problem." Commander Yale visited regularly, often bringing dignitaries from across the galaxy who wanted to see the human approach to interspecies relations. The facility had become famous, and June had received offers from dozens of worlds to establish similar programs. "The Galactic Council wants to expand this program," Yale told June during one of their meetings. "They're offering you your own facility, unlimited resources, whatever you need." June looked through the observation window at Kithra, who was teaching Granite Heart how to create light patterns by reflecting energy through crystal formations. "I appreciate the offer, Commander, but I think I'm needed here. This is home." "Home," Yale repeated, smiling. "A year ago, this place was a prison. Now it's a home." "It was always meant to be a home," June said. "We just forgot how to make people feel welcome." As if sensing the conversation, Kithra looked up and waved. Its lights pulsed in the pattern that June had learned meant love and gratitude. That evening, June sat with all 4 ambassadors in the main habitat. They had developed a routine, sharing stories, planning new projects, and simply enjoying each other's company. It was, June realized, like having a very unusual family. "Boss Dad," Kithra said, "I have been thinking about something." "What's that?" "The word monster. When I first came here, everyone called me a monster. But monster just means something you don't understand, yes?" June nodded thoughtfully. "I think you're right." "Then there are no monsters," Kithra said, its lights brightening. "Only people we have not learned to understand yet." Granite Heart rumbled in agreement. Harmony of Many Thoughts swirled its tentacles in approval. Spark of Unity flickered with what June had learned was its form of laughter. "You know what?" June said, looking at each of his friends. "I think you've just solved the biggest problem in the galaxy." "What problem?" Kithra asked. "Fear of the unknown. If we remember that every monster is just someone we haven't taken the time to understand, then maybe we can have peace between all species." Kithra's body blazed with brilliant gold light. "Boss Dad, that means our job is very important." "The most important job there is," June agreed. As the weeks turned to months, the Cultural Exchange Center continued to grow. More traumatized beings arrived, and each time, the existing ambassadors helped them heal. June trained other humans in his methods, and similar facilities began opening throughout the galaxy. But the original center remained special. It was where the impossible had first happened, where a frightened alien and a simple human had proven that kindness could overcome any barrier. 1 year after that first meeting, June and Kithra stood together in the observation room, now converted into June's office. Through the window, they could see dozens of beings from across the galaxy working, playing, and living together in harmony. "Boss Dad," Kithra said, "do you ever regret taking that first job with me?" June put his hand on the glass, and Kithra mirrored it from the other side, a gesture they'd never stopped sharing. Never, June said. You gave me the best job in the galaxy. You taught me that everyone deserves to be understood. And you taught me that being understood is the most beautiful gift anyone can give, Kithra replied. As they watched their extended family of ambassadors working together, June realized that they had created something unprecedented in galactic history, a place where being different wasn't dangerous, where being misunderstood wasn't permanent, and where everyone, no matter how strange or frightening they might seem, could find a home. Thank you, Boss Dad, Kithra said softly, its lights pulsing with contentment. Thank you, Crystal Kid, June replied, and both of them glowed with happiness, one with inner light, the other with the warmth of knowing he'd found his true purpose. The Galactic Cultural Exchange Center continued to thrive, welcoming new beings and proving every day that the universe was full of not monsters, but simply people waiting to be understood. And in the end, that understanding changed everything. The end.